Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hunter Lowry here. I am the financial advisor for your guys' new 401k plan. So, if you were not aware, California Custom now has a new employee benefit for you guys as the 401k plan. So, I want to take some time here today to just go over the nuts and bolts for you. Who's able to use this thing? When does it start? How do you use it? What does the matching look like? All the questions that you might have, I want to answer for you all. Your first enrollment date is not until next Thursday, November 18th. So you've got a little less than a week to go over all this stuff and before you get started. But again, I wanted to get all this information out to you so you at least can be prepared for when the enrollment date does come up. But if you have any questions at all, I'm here to help out. So bear with me here for about 20 minutes or so and I'll get through all the information for you guys. Okay, so like I said, my name is Hunter Lowry. I'm a financial advisor with Sierra Ridge Wealth Management. And really my role in this plan is to be as big of an asset for you guys as I can when it comes to anything to do with investments. So how much should you personally put into this? Which investments should you be choosing? All those sorts of things. Anything that has to do with the investing, please do not hesitate to call me. There's no such thing as a dumb question when it comes to this stuff. It's your guys' future, your guys' retirement, your money. So I want to make sure that you're taking full advantage of this thing and really getting all your questions answered. So please, again, don't hesitate to reach out at all. In addition to just the 401k space, I also do a lot of work with one-on-one personal clients doing personal investing and stuff, doing holistic personal financial planning, personal retirement plans, education funding, all that sorts of stuff. So if you ever want help with anything on the personal side, I'm more than happy to help you out with that stuff as well. So a little bit of background about Sierra Ridge. We're an independent wealth management firm, meaning that all of the advisors that work at Sierra Ridge Wealth Management operate their own businesses exactly how they want to. And that's why I really started and jumped on board with Sierra Ridge, is because of the fact that I didn't want to have any pressure of products that I had to sell from back office, who they made me work with. I mean, I really wanted to just be able to continue to build my business exactly how I wanted to and customize everything. So that's why I started with Sierra Ridge Wealth Management. James and Giancarlo, they are the presidents of the firm, great guys. Tim Watkins is our full-time portfolio analyst on staff. So he does all of the data analytics. He does all of the investment stuff. He runs all the models and things, which I'm licensed to do as well. But to be quite honest, I don't like sitting in front of my computer all day doing data analytics and just looking at individual stocks and different investment options. So Tim does that. We work together to build models and to build portfolios and things. But I mean, right now, as I'm recording this video, if something crazy happened to the market, Tim's there to take care of it. Melissa and Anna are our great back office support. They help with technology, paperwork, compliance, all that fun stuff. So they're awesome. In addition to that, I'm also a member of our investment committee, which is James, Giancarlo, Timothy, myself, and two other advisors. There's about 16 advisors now at Sierra Ridge, but the 6 or so of us sit on the investment committee. So we meet on a weekly basis to go over market updates, look at our models, make sure that everything's performing correctly, make any investment changes, all of that sort of stuff. Okay, so you got this new plan in place. Why should you even use it? Well, number one, guys, I want to make your money work hard for you. I was in the Elk Grove office this week on Wednesday, and I did this presentation for everybody over there. So this is going to go to everybody who either missed that presentation, wasn't there that day, or if you're working at another office. But anyways, the Elk Grove guys, I'm sure as all the other offices, they were working hard, selling all those fun toys. I mean, I was kind of in awe of all the cool Polarises and everything over there. But again, while you're out in the field making money and selling all these fun things, I want to make sure that your money's working just as hard for you as you are for it. It's going to also lower your taxable income, potentially, whether you use the traditional or the Roth 401k option, but we're going to jump into that in a little bit. It's going to give you tax-deferred growth, and you're also going to get a matching component out of it. So those are the things that we'll cover here. So lowering your taxable income, it's always hard for me to have a good understanding without having some tangible numbers. So I want to show you, some numbers here. If we're looking at an $80,000 annual W-2 salary, I was looking at the single tax bracket. I mean, married, filing joint, or whatever you want to look at, it's going to say a similar story here. But with us in the single tax bracket in 2021, you'd be in the 22% marginal tax bracket, meaning you'd be paying a little over $13,000 in taxes. So say you invest 4% or $3,200 into this 401k. Well, that would lower your taxable income from $80,000 to $76,800, meaning that then you'd be paying a little over $12,600 in taxes, saving you a little over $700 a year. So, moral of the story here, nobody likes giving their money to the government. I haven't met a single client that said, Hunter, can you take as much money as I make and give it away to the government for me, please? So by doing this, it's going to keep more money in your pocket. And also that money that instead of giving it to the government, you get to keep it, and it's going to have some tax deferred growth for you and have compound interest for you as well. So it's really a win-win. Okay, tax deferred or tax-free growth. Again, depending on whether you go traditional or Roth option, we'll jump into that later. But let's look at the same $80,000 W-2 salary. I really want to talk about making your money work hard for you and the power of compound interest. So if you invest 4% every single year, that's $3,200 a year. And a lot of people, they tend to have the mindset of, I don't know, that's not a lot of money. Maybe I should just wait until I can invest $100,000 or something like that. This doesn't seem worth it. Well, if you look at this, and I love looking at future value calculators for people, I think it's really fun. But if your money is invested for 25 years at a 10% average annual rate of return, then after all of a sudden you look back, you've got almost $350,000 in your account. $80,000 that you guys would have put in, and over $266,000 of the growth of the investment. So that's the definition of your money working hard for you right there. So then we get to throw in the matching. That's what's so great about a 401k plan. So same $80,000 W-2 salary, you're contributing 4%, $3,200. Cal Customs puts in 4%, $3,200, giving you an annual contribution of $6,400 a year. Same numbers. You're still invested for the same 25-year time frame, same 10% average annual return. All of a sudden, you look back, you got almost $700,000 in the account, $160,000 of contributions, and over $532,000 of growth. I mean, it's just awesome. That's what's so cool about a matching component in a 401k plan. Okay, so now you kind of understand why you should use it. So who can use it? I'm assuming most of you guys are probably hired before November 1st of this year. As long as that's true, you have no age or service requirement. You guys can jump in and get started right on November 18th, next Thursday, and get signed up and start with everything. If you were hired within the last couple weeks after November 11th of 2021, you have to be at least 21 years old and have at least 3 months of service. So potentially you might have to wait a few months before you're able to start using this thing. So how much are you able to contribute? Currently, with 2021 rules, if you're under 50 years old, you're able to contribute $19,500. And that, guys, that's the max. You're able to put in less than that, but that's the maximum that you can put in. If you're over 50 years old, they do allow for some catch-up provisions, so you could put in $26,000 a year. Historically, guys, that number rises over time. So within the next couple of years, I would not be surprised if that number is larger. But as of right now, that's what you can put in. So you have the traditional and Roth options. I was really wanting to make sure that you guys had the Roth option available, and here's why. With the traditional 401k, how it works is money goes into this account on a pre-tax basis. That's what's able to lower your annual taxable income. So it goes in before you pay taxes on it. It grows and grows and grows, 100% tax deferred. And when you hit the magic 59.5 number, when you're able to start pulling money out of this account, then everything you pull out at that point, you pay taxes on. So say you pull out $20,000 a year when you turn 60 years old out of your traditional 401k, that $20,000 would be included in your ordinary income, and you'd be paying marginal income tax on that. So when you look at the Roth 401k option, everything goes into this account on a post-tax basis after you pay taxes on it. And it grows and grows and grows and grows. You hit the magic 59.5. Everything in there is 100% tax-free, every dime. So if you turn around, you're 6 years old, you got $500,000, $1 million in this Roth 401k, that's $1 million or half, whatever number, net in your pocket. You're not paying a dime of taxes on that. So the Roth option, guys, is my favorite thing to use for clients. That's always the first thing I'm looking for. Do you have a Roth 401k? Setting up a personal Roth IRA, anything Roth is just outstanding. So there are times when the traditional makes more sense if it's going to help lower your overall taxable income. And again, that's why I'm here. If you guys have questions on what you should be using, please don't hesitate to call me. Another thing that comes up a lot is people don't want to be locked into anything, right? You don't want to not have access to your money. So especially, we just went through a freaking pandemic where a lot of people's budget sheets look a lot different than they did 3 or 4 years ago. So you can start, change, or cancel the investments that you have, how much you're putting in with the contributions. You can do that at any time. This is extremely flexible. So if all of a sudden, you're kind of needing the money, then you can just cancel the contributions for as long as you would like. Okay, so how much is Cal Customs going to be given to me? Well, they're going to be matching dollar for dollar up to 4% of your gross W-2 income. Meaning if you put in 4%, you get 4%. If you put in 3%, you only get 3% match. If you put in 6%, you get a 4% match. So it's up to the 4%. If you put above that, you still only get the 4%. So I highly recommend everybody do at least the 4% match. Guys, that's free money sitting on the table there for you. But if you have questions, maybe it makes sense for you to be putting in more to reach your retirement goals. That's why I'm here. Just give me a call. We can talk about that. So the match is deposited each pay period. Now, there were some questions that came up at the Elk Grove office. I was not aware that some of your paychecks, I guess the first paycheck that comes in during the month is smaller, the second one's larger. Some people wanted the contribution to only come out of the second paycheck. I'm on top of that right now, figuring out what's going to work best. I'm working with Trevor Messersmith on that also. So we'll keep you guys updated on what ends up happening. At the end of the day, 4% of your W-2 income is 4% of your W-2 income, no matter when it comes out. But the moral of the story here is that whenever your contribution is pulled from your paycheck, you're going to be getting that match at that exact same time as well. You're also vested 100%. Guys, Cal Customs has been so generous and lenient with this. I mean, they're really, really rewarding you guys for all your hard work. I don't ever see hardly ever 100% vested matches, meaning that the vested part, basically the definition is when are you going to own the money? So say you contribute $100 out of your first paycheck, Cal Customs matches $100. You have $200 in your account and you leave the next day. Relationship doesn't work out, you go work somewhere else and you're gone. That match, all $200 is yours, even right away. Guys, lots of time people have 5, 6, 7 year vesting schedules where, yeah, the $100 that you put in is yours, but that match, you don't own it until you work there for at least 6 or 7 years. And I actually had a horror story of this happen recently. I was working with a personal client of mine, and she had about $500,000 in an old 401k plan. She hadn't worked there for a long time, so we were rolling it out and moving it over into a personal IRA for her that I was managing for her. And so I filled out all the paperwork, sent it to the company, requesting the transfer, and they sent us a $450,000 check. So I called them and I said, hey, there's $500,000 in the account. What happened to the $50,000? And they said, oh, that was an unvested balance there. That was basically money that she didn't own. That was just fake money in the account. So she was pissed. She didn't even know. She didn't know her vesting schedule. Obviously, she just had that $50,000 had been there the entire time that she'd ever had the account, but she didn't even own it. She didn't even know that. So this 100% vesting schedule, I can't stress enough how cool that is and how nice of a deal that is for Cal Custom to have set that up for you. So another question that I always get is, all right, Hunter, how can I get my hands on this if I need to? Well, to answer that, please, please, please think of this as a long-term investment. Guys, this isn't money that I want you to be thinking about using to, upgrade it on your car or put a new kitchen in your house or anything like that. This is long-term retirement money. So that being said, there are some ways you can get to it. Upon termination, if the relationship doesn't end up working out, then you do have some options. You're able to roll it over into a personal IRA or things like that, or you could cash it out. You have penalties and have to pay taxes, and there's lots of stuff that can go wrong there, but you do have some different options. There are hardships available. If you have some extenuating circumstances happening in your life and you need the money, that's going to be on a more case-by-case basis, so please just reach out if you feel like something like that's happened and you want to talk about it. The magic 59.5 we keep talking about. That's in-service withdrawals. You're able to actually start pulling from the account with no penalties at that point. One other thing is you cannot take any loans out against this account. Oh, one other feature that I forgot to mention there that came up as a question at the Elk Grove office is, can I roll over old 401k plans into this new account? Yes, you can do that. I personally normally recommend for people, if you have an old 401k, to roll it over into a personal IRA or a personal Roth IRA. Again, more of a case-by-case basis, but if that's something that you want to do and want to talk about, just reach out to me. Okay, so what should you invest in? Again, my role as the advisor here is to set up the investments, pick the funds for you. And when we're talking about funds, I'm talking about mutual funds. So if you're not familiar with the difference between a stock and a mutual fund, I want to go through that really quick. Buying an individual stock, right? Say you buy a share of Apple. If you buy it for $1, if it goes up to $1.50, you made money. If it goes down to 50 cents, you lost money. Pretty simple, right? When you think of a mutual fund, think of a basket of goods. So let's talk about a basket of 100 stocks in it. And we're going to talk about a large cap mutual fund, meaning large companies. McDonald's, Apple, Amazon, Google, Tesla, Walmart, all the companies that come to your mind right away. So you have those 100 stocks in that basket. Obviously, at that point, if 51 of them do well and 49 do poorly, then you still made money at the end of the day. It's a lot safer than an individual stock position. In addition, there is a money manager sitting on top of that basket of goods that he can go in or she can go in and say, hey, get rid of Apple and bring in Tesla. And they can actively manage that for you. So when I'm talking about mutual funds, I'm talking about those basket of goods that are actively managed. I've picked 22 different funds for you guys that cover all different sectors of the market. We have large cap companies, small cap companies, mid cap companies, value plays, growth plays, bonds, emerging markets. I mean, everything under the sun here. I want you guys to be able to be well diversified and be able to pick exactly what's going to work best for you. So when you're going through, if you have any questions, if this all sounds like gibberish to you, just call me. I'm more than happy to help you out and create your personal plan. I'll also be reviewing these funds on an annual basis because what's picked today might not work for market conditions next year. So I'm going to be actively moving potential funds you can use in and out and have different options for you guys all the time. If you don't want to ask me any questions and you don't want to do any research on your own, there is a default investment option. They're called target retirement date funds that I've included in there for you guys. Basically what those are is depending on your age and when you're going to be retiring, you get put into that fund. And as you get closer and closer to your retirement goal, the fund automatically becomes more and more conservative. So it's a set it and forget it fund. It does everything for you. I wouldn't recommend putting all your money into the target retirement date funds. But again, if you just know that this is something you want to use, but you don't want to spend any time doing any research, throw it in that target retirement date fund. At least it's doing something for you. Again, just consult with me if you want to have a personalized plan. There's so many different risk tolerances, and it really, to me, depends on your goals, your time horizon, and your risk tolerances, how you should build your portfolio. And if you'd like to talk about that, I'm more than happy to help you build it. And guys, I really want you to think long-term diversification for success. I don't want you to think, let's throw in Bitcoin or just throw in Tesla or Rivian, whatever, the new stock with the electric cars or whatever. Even though you can't do that, same moral of the story, don't be putting 100% of your funds into the small cap mutual fund to try to shoot the moon here. In order to have the most success, think long-term diversification. We want to be well diversified across many different sectors, and you want to just be consistent with your contributions. That's how you're going to maximize the returns out of this thing. Okay, so how do I start? Again, hopefully you're hearing this before November 18th, but that is your guys' first enrollment date. I'm going to be emailing every single person the enrollment guide. It's about 42 pages. I read through the whole thing. I promise it sounds way worse than it actually is. A lot of it is just the differences between the different mutual funds and things, but it goes through step by step exactly how to sign up. I mean, hey, go to pcs.com, then type in your username and password, then select your investment, select your beneficiary. It goes through everything. So it should be pretty self-explanatory on how to get started, but again, if you need help, just call me. This isn't going to be accessible to you until the 18th, but I just want you to have the enrollment guide early because you're able to just fill out on paper which investments you want, who you want your beneficiaries to be, all that sorts of stuff. So that way on the 18th, when you can enroll, you just go in and look at your piece of paper and just plug and play. It's very, very simple. They also have a mobile app, so you can connect on your phone if you'd like. But again, I'm going to send the full enrollment guide and this information about the mobile app to you guys via email right away. Okay, so that's everything, guys. Again, I just cannot stress enough that I want to be here as an asset for you guys. That open door policy for all employees. Please do reach out if you have any questions. Again, on the personal side, I'm more than happy to help out as well with individual financial planning strategies. We can go through a holistic financial plan for you, talk about insurance, gift giving, education funding, anything like that. More than happy to help you guys out. Also, I work really hard to pump out a lot of free information. I have my own podcast. My face is kind of covering the picture there, but my podcast is called the Wealth Accelerator Podcast. You can get it on any podcasting platform that you listen to. I have a YouTube channel, Wealth Accelerator YouTube channel, on my personal Facebook page and the Wealth Accelerator podcast page. I post every single week videos of myself just talking about market strategies, investment tips, all the sorts. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff and you want to just get some free information, then feel free to tap into all that as well. I believe that's everything, guys. I can't think of any other questions that we had at the Elk Grove office. But again, if you have any personal questions, please just feel free to call me. You'll have all my contact information, email, everything in this email that I had sent to you, the link for this video. So again, I'm just really, really happy to be a partner with all you guys, to be a partner with California Custom. And I really look forward to helping you guys reach your financial success. So take care, everybody, and I will be talking to you soon. All right, bye.